John Harbaugh, for whatever the reason, decided that John Harbaugh was going to go all John Harbaugh, and John Harbaugh was going to discuss on Friday what happened on Thursday Night Football. Well, what happened on Thursday Night Football was Tua Tagovailoa was left in the game. And Tua Tagovailoa got snapped down, got his head snapped, had a concussion. It was horrific looking with the fingers and all that. But Tua Tagovailoa is as fine as you can be for a guy having a concussion. All right, let's put up John Harbaugh's quote because, well, a guy coaching in Baltimore surely knows. I just, like probably most people, I couldn't believe what I saw last night. I couldn't believe what I saw last Sunday. I think it was astonishing to see. I've been coaching for 40 years and never seen anything like it before. It was just something that I couldn't believe I was seeing. Now, John Harbaugh has no access to the medical records of Tua Tagovailoa. John Harbaugh has no access to anything except for John Harbaugh's opinion. I mean, don't football coaches live in a tunnel? They don't even know that the World Series is going on. They don't even know what their kids' names are. Isn't that what we always hear? But John Harbaugh, for whatever the reason, decided that John Harbaugh was going to go all John Harbaugh. And John Harbaugh was going to let everybody know what he thought, to the embarrassment of, well, frankly, his team. Or, excuse me, another team. You know, you're coaching the Miami Dolphins. You don't need the most veteran of coaches in the NFL saying crap like that. You don't need that. You're dealing with your own crap. What do you mean? So my answer would be to John Harbaugh, well, let's just say for the sake of argument that everybody involved at Miami is telling the truth, and it was not a head injury, it was a back injury. Let's just say for the sake of argument, all right? Let's just say for the sake of argument that the player got cleared by all the doctors. Well, would John Harbaugh play him? Of course he would. Dude got slammed down. Dude got a concussion. You're telling me if John Harbaugh, again, we're just assuming that everybody involved in this is telling the truth. Last Sunday, not Thursday, the Sunday before, Tua went down with a back. Not anything else, just a back. Okay, let's say for the sake of argument that everybody involved, even though one guy's been fired, but let's just say for the sake of argument that everybody involved agrees it's a back and he can play. You're telling me John Harbaugh wouldn't play a guy? Please. Stop it. The level of stupid in that statement. And here's where karma got John Harbaugh. Now, 4:15 left. They're on the 2-yard line. 4th down. Tie game. You got a chance to kick a field goal. You go up. You trust your defense. Or you can run it in. Now, modern NFL football pretty much says you go run it in. Well, that's what John Harbaugh did. And I don't know why modern NFL football says you go run it in. It's just what modern NFL football says you do. Because there's two dudes up top. Frank Reich here in the Indianapolis Colts got these two dudes up top that dictate everything. They got a direct line to his ear. They tell him what to do. And most times Frank Reich gets it wrong. However, having said that, John Harbaugh made his own mind up. At least that's what he said. So John Harbaugh did John Harbaugh. And John Harbaugh, you know, so many times I'm saying John Harbaugh. John Harbaugh went for it. It didn't work. Ultimately, down the field they come. And John Harbaugh loses the game. Now, they're up 20-3. You can't hold a 20-3 lead with the best player in football, John Harbaugh. I like John Harbaugh, actually. He's always pretty nice to me. Comes over when I was doing Radio Row at the Combine. He would see me. Hey, Dan, how you doing? Come sit down. But anyway, long story short, he doesn't. They lose. Really, it's one of the few times you'll ever see a walk-off. It was a field goal. It was a walk-off. Bills win. Ravens lose. But that wasn't the best part. The best part was this guy named Marcus Peters. Marcus Peters, John Harbaugh, been together forever. Marcus Peters just decided to lose his mind. Now, you got to understand, Marcus Peters is a defensive player. Very good one. Marcus Peters, as a defensive player, had the chance to stop the Buffalo Bills numerous times. Guess what? Marcus Peters didn't. So what did Marcus Peters do? Marcus Peters did what all football players do, what all young men do in this day and age. Marcus Peters blamed somebody else. In this case, the coach. I wish we could show it, but NFL's got all those rules, and I don't blame him. But Marcus Peters then went nose to nose, face to face with his coach. And he was mad. He was really mad. Oh, I'm throwing my helmet. I'm losing my mind. Good for you, Marcus Peters. Oh, by the way, aren't you on defense? The ball started at the 2 or 3 yard line. You couldn't get a stop. But hey, it's the coach's fault.